Hey guys, Hastings here, and welcome to a new series on GTA this time, called Mods On. In this series, we're going to be taking some completely standard vehicles, such as this Dukes that's behind me, and then we're going to be taking them around this racetrack that I've created, and seeing what time they can do. We're then going to take them to the Los Santos Customs, fully upgrade them with all the performance parts possible, and probably some visual ones as well, and then we're going to run around the track again, and see how quickly they improve. How much they improve by. And we're going to have 5 laps, or 5 flying laps, for each vehicle each time, and we're going to see which vehicles have got the most effective upgrades, which ones make the most amount of difference. I'm going to get in, I'm going to do my 5 laps, and then I'll show you the bits where I don't crash. I'll see you in a minute. Starting out with this Dukes, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk you through the track. First things first, you can see we've got a nice slow slalom which leads into the first corner, which is a gentle right, a tight left, and then another gentle right which we're going to accelerate out of. It's very important to get a good exit out of there because you're really going to floor it all the way along this bridge, so you really want to get a good run to maximise your speed. The turbo and the engine and the transmission are really going to make a big difference here. Then you've got the heavy braking section into that hairpin, up the hill, through a bit of an extended S-bend sort of corner, and you want to watch out for the bales on the inside. They're there so you don't really cut the corner, to try and keep the same lines. This corner here is very difficult. It's flat out if you get the right line, but it's very hard to get the right line. Another heavy braking zone into a tight hairpin. Again, a corner followed by an immediate sort of less tight corner that you can accelerate out of. Down into the tyres, it gets very tight down here. We're going to have another sort of a quicker, more extended slalom. And it's very tricky to get it right through there. You can see the car wobbling about. Another few more bales to miss, which leads into the final corner, which is a very tight, what's the word? Hairpin. There we go, that's the one. The next lap, we're going to talk a little bit about the car. As you can probably see in the first lap, and here again, it's quite wobbly through the tight corners. And it's quite stable. You don't get too much wheel spin or anything like that. But it's very wobbly, and it's not particularly nice to drive. These 2 laps that you're seeing now are probably the only 2 laps that I got that were sort of clean enough to really show and to put a competitive time in. It was very good on the brakes. It was good on the brakes, I'll give it that. But everywhere else, it was just sort of one of those cars that it's good, it seemed quick, it was nice, but you just want a bit more everywhere. If you're coming up to here, you get very sideways, just because, I don't know, kind of maybe the body roll was just dragging the back end out a little bit. I think the suspension upgrade, maybe the spoiler as well, which give it a bit more traction, will do wonders. You can see just there I clipped the wall on the exit. And coming down into the slalom again, you'll really see how much the body rolls around and the back end just slides out. It just doesn't stay very planted. See, I put a few wheels on the grass there, just on the exit. And in the hairpin, I tried not to use the handbrake when necessary, but it did put me a bit wide, and I really don't want to run too wide around there. Right, I'm back, and I've got my completely, fully upgraded Dukes right behind me. Now, I will be going through the cars that I already own first, simply because they're the ones that I've already got fully upgraded. It's got all the performance upgrades, so the turbo, the transmission, the engine, the brakes, the suspension I think makes a difference, as does the spoiler. So they're the 5 key upgrades that we're going to have on every single car. And as you can see, I've got some extra upgrades on here, such as the front splitter and different wheels and things like that. So again, I'm going to go and do the 5 flying laps as well as this 1 warm-up lap, and I'll be back in a minute to show you the highlights and the fastest laps. See you in a minute. First thing you've got to say is the upgrades on this car really make a difference. Into the slalom, you can straight away see there's much less body roll, which is one of the real weaknesses of this car. And of course, the main difference on probably all of the cars is going to be in areas like this here, across the bridge, because you've got so many of the mods that you can put on the car are to do with acceleration. The turbo's acceleration, the engine's acceleration, and so's the transmission. The only ones that aren't, that actually make a difference to the car, I think the spoiler does make some sort of traction difference. The suspension, I think, makes a difference to the handling, and the brakes obviously improve the brakes. The brakes on this car were pretty good anyway, but I suppose with the increased acceleration, you're going to be faster entering the corners, so the brakes being improved really benefit the car as well, because it means you can keep the same braking points even though you're going a lot quicker. Going through the slalom really was a lot easier. Although the back end does kick out a bit, it just feels more controllable. Here you see it's getting a lot of wheel spin out of that corner. I know I used the handbrake, it just makes it easier to keep a tighter line, although it is slightly slower. That was the first lap. This is the second lap, or the second decent lap anyway. And this car, I think it's going to be quite a bit quicker. I don't know, obviously I don't know how it will compare in terms of improvement in relation to other cars, because I haven't done any other cars yet. So you have to stay tuned to see how this does compare. But I really do think that this car, on first impressions anyway, I think the modifications in this car really do make a lot of difference. I'm not sure if the wheels make a huge amount of difference. I think the wheels that I've got on here anyway are in the same class. So when you go into the class of wheels, you get the high-end ones and the off-road ones, and I think these stayed muscle. But I could be wrong. I will have to probably go and double-check that. But as we go down, this section down here in the tyres is a very tricky section, because as you go around there, you're pretty blindsided into the chicane, so you've got to anticipate it and know that it's coming. And ideally you want to avoid doing just that and clipping a wheel on the grass. You see the handbraking into that corner makes it so much easier to make a tighter line and a better run into the next corner, but it really does sacrifice speed. Now we can move on to the times. The completely standard car did a 1 minute 8.870. When we put the fully upgraded modifications on it, it did a 1 minute 4.732. This resulted in a net improvement of just over 4 seconds. Tune in next time to find out how our next car will compare to this rather nice Dukes. So until then, Hastings out. Goodbye.